Very good evening, everyone. It's just a matter of the movement, and I'll be visible and audible to all of you. Good evening, Manglish. So, we are looking at the current affairs segments, and allow me a few moments so that I can arrange for the comments so that I can see your comments. Very good evening. Yeah, it's fine now. A very good evening, everyone. Asutosh, Jai Hind, Vrinda, a very good evening, beta. Good evening, one day. Manglish and everyone. Vikram, a very good evening. So we are into January, and I want everyone to make sure that you are coming up with some of the things that you want to tell me about your preparation. कैसी चल रही है तैयारी? Everyone? सारी चीजें कैसी हैं? क्या फील हो रहा है इस समय? All good? Too much brightness. अभी मैनेज हो जाएगा. Just a matter of time. Everything is going to be managed. लाइट्स ऑन नहीं थी और बोर्ड ही ऑन था, तो ब्राइटनेस थोड़ी सी ज्यादा थी. अभी बिल्कुल आपको क्लियरली दिखेगा सब. हाँ मंगलेश बेटा, मैं हूं तो सब ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं है. आपकी मेहनत भी आपकी जगह होनी चाहिए. और अभी भी ब्राइटनेस अगर ज्यादा हो तो मुझे बताइए, इसको मैं मैनेज करूंगा. बोर्ड दिख रहा है क्लियरली, टॉपिक्स दिख रहे हैं, जो पीछे डायग्राम है वो भी दिख रहा हो. ठीक है. प्रोत्यूस मास्टर स्ट्रोक का मतलब मैं बाकी नहीं जानता हूं, लेकिन जब मैं क्लासेस लूंगा तो आपके 20 नंबर बढ़ेंगे. कितना फायदा होगा वो आपकी मेहनत पे है, लेकिन आपके 20 नंबर बढ़ने वाले हैं जितनी आपने मेहनत की है उससे. ये मास्टर स्ट्रोक में क्या है कि हम टीचर्स की गारंटी है. जब मैं क्लास ले रहा हूँगा, अम्बुद सर लेंगे, राजीव सर लेंगे, विनीत सर लेंगे और बाकी जो भी अनुराग सर लेंगे, तो जब भी क्लासेस होंगी तो आपका बढ़ने वाला है. तो मास्टर स्ट्रोक इज ए प्रोग्राम विच इज काइंड ऑफ मास्टर स्ट्रोक इन ए सेंस कि आपके 20 नंबर बढ़ेंगे. जो भी आपने मेहनत की है विल बी मेकिंग श्योर ऑफ इट. ठीक है, क्योंकि yeah, Ramkrish, don't be worried. I'll be making sure that you understand everything. I'll be uttering every word in English. Maybe some of the times I'll go for Hindi, but it will be like a thing which I speak in English. I'll just give a glimpse of it in Hindi for those people who are not very much familiar with the language or who are not comfortable with the language. So you need not be worried about it. Everything is gonna be absolutely fine for you. Okay, Ram Krish, I hope you understand. History and culture, if any of you are who are having issues, I want to make sure that, okay, before starting with this thing that I wanted to, because I was early, I just made sure that without wasting your time, I can start with this thing. But for those people who are going to appear for prelims 2023, maybe we can have a little talk. Of course, we'll be having a little more talk before the master stroke, but I'll take this opportunity as an opportunity to make sure that you understand few of the things that you need to do before you appear for this exam. Okay, 2023, how many of you are into it? Mamta beta, a very good evening. So how many of you are going to appear in 2023? Let me know, and it will help me determine if I need to speak about this thing now or maybe on 18th when I start with the master stroke. Ramkrish, you don't need to be worried. Even if you don't know Hindi, it is going to be an easier thing for you. because most of the things that are required will be delivered in the very language that is English that you have chosen for your exam. But I need to make sure that some of the people, your brethren, your friends who are appearing this exam and they are like more comfortable with Hindi, they'll want me to speak a little bit of it, so I'll be using that. Okay, Manglesh is appearing, Vrinda is appearing, Dheeraj is 24, Mamta is appearing, Protyus is appearing. So a lot of you are going to appear this time. Okay, so few things that you have to keep in mind. Okay, like I always tell you, whatever I speak will be on behalf of PYQs. Okay, and probably I am one of those guys who are very vocal about it. Even though I belong to the very industry, coaching industry, जो बदनाम है. Most of the people think that when you are attending the classes, you'll not get the glimpse of what to expect in exam. So lot of you, Ram Chris, you are also, Vaishnavi is going to appear in 2023. तो देखिए, the most important thing is previous year questions, without a doubt. Without a doubt, because whatever I'm gonna tell you on based on this thing, and whoever is going to speak about this thing will make sure that they are being through this thing, whether they are accepting or not. Okay, so the best guide is previous year questions, not me, not any of the other people or the teachers, those whom you are following. This is the thing that you need to make sure कि you'll go through. आप में से सभी को ये देखना जरूरी है. You'll go through it and you'll make sure that you do not miss on it, because most of the topics that you'll be reading, most of the topics that you'll be facing in the exam will be repeated. The reason being, the same pattern has been into existence for last 43 years, and it's a big time. Okay, and there was a time when there were 150 questions of GS in prelims. Okay, this is a very new phenomena when they started asking 100 questions. 100 क्वेश्चन जो आ रहे हैं वो अभी का phenomena है. But most part of the examination process that you have faced, or the people have faced, it's been 43 years since they started asking. And let me tell you, most of the important topics, for example, your polity, geography, economy, and geography of course includes environment. Okay, this is from since 2011 that people started taking environment as a separate subject matter. Before that it was part of geography only. Environment कोई अलग से subject नहीं है, वो geography का ही part है. ठीक है, you have science and tech, you have history, the most dangerous segment at this point in time. कल्चर के बारे में आपने अभी बात की है. दिशा पब्लिकेशन, दैट्स ओके. गुड इवनिंग वैष्णवी बेटा. सभी को यह समझना है कि देखिए सब्जेक्ट यही है. पॉलिटी में आप आर्टिकल कितना पढ़ते हैं? आर्टिकल कितने हैं? जो इंपॉर्टेंट है वो 100 भी नहीं है. ठीक है, पूरा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कोई नहीं पढ़ता है, और जो पढ़ रहे हैं वो मूर्ख हैं. लिटरली आई एम टेलिंग यू, बिकॉज यू हैव टू क्वालिफाई द एग्जाम. यू डोंट नीड टू बी ए बाबा. ठीक है, आपका पर्पस ये नहीं है कि आप सब कुछ जानते हैं. यू डू नॉट हैव टू बी द वन हु नोज एवरीथिंग, बिकॉज हु नोज एवरीथिंग विल गो फॉर PhD इन द सब्जेक्ट मैटर. He'll not be or she'll not be preparing for civil services. So polity 100 topics, 43 years. Do you think that there is any topic which is important? which has not been asked. If you expect 20 questions each year, you have to be very, very sure that most of them have been repeated 4 times. And if something has been repeated 4 times, you need to understand that it may appear the 5th time. And some of those topics which have appeared 6th time, the probability is very high, next 4 years they'll make it into 10. So, it is important that you understand the trends, and from where you can understand the trends. The trends are there in PYQs, and they are the key to qualifying. This is the way I qualified. This is the way most of the people who qualified, who went for the interviews, they did. Okay? So this is the best guide. And I am there to make sure that you understand this thing more better when we start with the master stroke. Okay? We'll be doing that thing. A very good evening, Asu beta. So first thing that you have to understand is that you have to go through these things, and 50% of the questions that you'll be facing, 50% of the questions are gonna be repeated. And this is not something that I'm telling you and you cannot check. I have shared the question papers on my Telegram channel. If you remember, वहां आप जाके देख सकते हैं कि ये जो मैं चीज कह रहा हूं ये सच है. 50% of the questions that they appear, they have been asked at certain point in time in last 43 years. Of course, initially they were factual in nature. They were factual, and today they are little analytical. I would not say exactly fully analytical. Barring 10 questions, they ain't are. Take out of those 100, 10 to 15 questions are considered tough. Out of those 15 which are tough, 10 are analytical. And 5 are like you have never heard of. Some of us would never. Okay? They are easier for those people, probably they were at the right place at the right time. Okay? अचानक में आपने सुना है जो दिमाग में रह गया है तो आप कर सकते हैं. So previous year questions are the most important thing that you need to follow. Okay? And I said polity, out of 20 questions that they ask, or 18, you can 14 to 16 questions are gonna be on the very same topics. Okay? I'm not telling you that it is going to be verbatim. It won't be. Times are changing and they expect people to have the comprehension ability, and so you have CSAT. तो आपको सोचने की क्षमता होनी चाहिए, ये वो चेक करते हैं. ओके? तो ये चीज आपको प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस में जो टॉपिक आए हैं वहां से ये दिखाई देता है. It is very much visible that they are repeating this thing. And some of you who are new, maybe you can check this thing. Okay? अब ज्योग्राफी में अगर आप प्लेसेस की बात करते हैं, लोकेशंस, वी हैव बीन फोकसिंग टू मच ऑन लोकेशंस. द रीजन बीइंग दैट द ट्रेंड सजेस्ट दैट इफ दे स्टार्ट आस्किंग अबाउट समथिंग मोर in some of the years, it means that they'll keep on repeating the trend for next 3-4 years. So if we see the trends, this time geography is going to be more important when compared with any of the subjects. Okay? Science and tech, current affairs dominate. Okay? You don't need to read anything else. Economy, you'll get around 16 questions. Averages हैं, ठीक है, these are all averages. It can be 11, it can be 19. But out of these 16, half of them, let's say 8 of them, are gonna be repeated. Basic concepts. Geography, places, half of them, they are gonna be repeated. Science and tech is the only thing that I have written here, which is going to be more contemporary, based on current affairs. Geography, I said environment. This segment is going to be more contemporary. History, you cannot rely on based on the trends. Somebody investing 2.5 months on history is fooling themselves. They are fooling themselves, because this is one segment where UPSC started experimenting. There is no end to the history that you know. And this year also this is going to be challenging. But what if I tell you 50% of the questions that they'll be asking can be tackled easily through the PYQs. So these are the best guides. So what we are gonna do about master stroke, okay? So master stroke, like Proteus asked, this is not about the PYQs. Okay, master stroke is not about PYQs. This is more about elimination. This is more about revisions. This is more about discovering the mistakes that you make while attempting the questions. Okay, so elimination is what? The most important aspect is elimination. This is where I can be of help, or any of the teachers can be of help. We'll be making sure that you know how to get even those questions correct which you don't know, which you feel that you don't know. Okay, अगर एक साल आप पढ़ने वाले हैं, अगर आपको नहीं पता है तो मुझे तो नहीं पता है. Okay, I'm going to deal with the current affairs, but do you think that after 3 months I'll be knowing this thing better than you? I won't. Okay, I have seen this thing today, I've prepared the lecture, and I'm coming here and I'm delivering. Static part, of course I know better than you, but somebody like you people who are investing so many hours on the thing, you'll be knowing lot better than me or any of the teachers who are teaching. The reason being that you are revising the thing again and again. We teachers don't put that much effort, okay, when compared with you, because I have to take classes for 8 hours. Okay, maybe some of the days I take classes for 10 hours. I cannot manage that. Okay, this is a segment where I'll help you discover how you know more than what you think. And this is something that I always do while taking the lectures. It is going to be धीरज, ये आपके लिए भी हेल्पफुल होगा, क्योंकि यहाँ हम कुछ चीज़ें रिवीजन के फॉर्मेट में देखने वाले हैं. तो 2024 of course it is going to be helpful. Here you'll learn how to eliminate based on the things that you have. You'll be attempting the questions of geography and suddenly you'll discover कि you had read something in polity which is gonna help. And this is something at this point in time most of you don't know. आप में से ज़्यादातर बच्चों को ये पता नहीं है कि जो पॉलिटी में पढ़ रहे हैं वहाँ ज्योग्राफी वाले क्वेश्चन सॉल्व होने वाले हैं. हाउ इट इज गोइंग टू इंश्योर दिस, विल टेक केयर ऑफ दैट. द अदर थिंग, रिविजन. If somebody is not into revisions, you'll see that you make lot of mistakes. You'll discover that you'll make lot of mistakes without it. And it is Jan and the exam in May. So definitely आपको ये भी पता चलेगा कि अभी टाइम है. You still have time to ensure that you can clear the exam in May. And without revisions, it won't happen. You'll discover that. And I'm not going to take tough questions. None of the teachers are going to deliberately take any tough questions. We'll be looking at the very questions which you think are easy. But you'll discover that because of the lack of revisions, you're going to make mistakes. And it is going to be very dangerous for you. Why? Because you have negative marking. Okay? And when you'll fall for negative marking, this is the thing which ensures that most of the people who are working hard don't qualify. अगर ये चीज नहीं होती तो ये एग्जामिनेशन लक बेस्ड हो जाता, ठीक है. इट विल रिलाई मोर ऑन लक, बट व्हेन देयर इज नेगेटिव मार्किंग, it will ensure that only those people are getting filtered who have invested not only on the books, they have also invested on the right strategy, and the right strategy involves the revisions. Okay, this is a key element that every individual needs to have, and the only individuals who will be able to do this are the people who are consistent with their efforts, and somebody who is not serious about themselves. Why would a district want them as a magistrate? जो अपने लिए सीरियस नहीं है, अपने लिए कंसिस्टेंट नहीं है, ऐसे इनकंसिस्टेंट लोगों को कोई डिस्ट्रिक्ट क्यों चाहेगा? कि बीइंग प्रैक्टिकल, अपने घर पे आप किसी को काम के लिए बुलाते हैं, डू यू वांट पीपल हु डोंट डू द थिंग विच इज एक्सपेक्टेड? यू डोंट. इट इज एज सिंपल एज दैट. एंड द लास्ट थिंग, this discovering the mistakes that you make, and there are plenty of them that you do, even I used to do. So the usual margin of error that is allowed in the exam is 10%. If you are making more mistakes than this 10%, then chances of qualifying the exam slims down. Okay, तो वो और कम मौके होते हैं क्वालिफाई करने के. आपने 80 अटेम्प्ट किए, आपके 70 राइट होंगे, तब भी ये 10 का क्या है, नंबर कट जाएगा. इफेक्टिवली यू विल स्कोर 67. ओके, सो एंड लुकिंग एट द ट्रेंड्स, लुकिंग एट द क्वेश्चन पेपर्स of last maybe 3-4 years, you can be very definite that it's really tough to attempt 80 of them. So maybe 75 based on the trends you should target. और 75 में से क्या होने वाला है, 10% फिर भी गलत हो जाएंगे. So 65, even if you lose at least 60 to 63, it makes 123 124 marks. Okay, marks की अगर हम बात करें, it is going to be 123 124, which will help you qualify the exam with comfort. Because let's say you score 50 and your score is 100, you'll always be doubtful about yourself. You'll always doubt yourself whether you'll be able to qualify or not, because the cutoff is like 99 98 97. So you'll always be doubtful, what if there is one mistake and one question is considered wrong? So it will be negative. Okay, so all such things will be taken care of in the master stroke, and this is something which will help you to qualify the exam. Okay, so that is going to be the structure of the master stroke, and I hope that most of you were aware about this thing when you attended the seminar. Okay, so let us come back to the thing that is the current affairs. Okay, sorry. So let's come back to the thing that we are supposed to be covering. Okay, Ganga Vilas सबने सुना होगा. All of you must have heard of this thing. Is there an individual who is not aware what is Ganga Vilas? कोई ऐसा है जिसे पता नहीं है कि गंगा विलास क्या है? ओके, नेशनल वाटरवे 1, ओके, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस थिंग. सुना है? ग्रेट ग्रेट. प्रत्युष आसु. द क्रूज, ठीक है, worth a single trip worth 12.57 lakhs. ठीक है, टैक्सेस के साथ ये 13 लाख से ऊपर है. एंड a cruise which wants you to have 51 days for leisure. ठीक है, 51 डेज की वेकेशन पे जाना है तो सभी नहीं जा सकते. सो दिस इज द क्रूज, द लॉन्गेस्ट ऑफ them all worldwide, which is in news. Okay, so you have heard of it. तो यहां पूछने क्या वाला है, द पाथ. ओके, we'll directly look at the question that you'll be expecting in exam instead of wasting our time on some of the things which are not important. यहां क्या है कि कहां से जा रही है. Okay, which of the places this cruise will be visiting. Okay, so these are the places that you need to remember and you'll get a question on these. Okay, I'll definitely tell you ki why this path is chosen. We'll talk about that as well. ममता बेटा उसमें वो कवर होंगी लेकिन आपको देखनी होंगी क्योंकि वहां हम क्वेश्चन के थ्रू करेंगे. मास्टर स्ट्रोक इज ऑल अबाउट क्वेश्चन आंसर्स. ओके, क्योंकि उसका पर्पस आपको नई इंफॉर्मेशन देना नहीं है, वहां आपकी गलतियों को खोजना है. नया इंफॉर्मेशन डिस्कस हो जाएगा. सो यू विल डेफिनेटली गेट द थिंग. ओके, थ्रू बांग्लादेश, या आंसू बेटा थ्रू बांग्लादेश. बट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि व्हाट आर द प्लेसेस. You need to know ki which are the places which this cruise will be halting and picking up the people. Okay, so these are the places. It is start with Varanasi and then my home district, that is Gazipur. यहाँ जाने वाला है. And this is not कि मैं यहाँ से हूँ इसलिए दिखा रहा हूँ, क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट ने ये दिया हुआ है कि यहाँ रुकने वाली है. उसका रीजन मैं बताऊंगा कि why it is halting here only. Then Patna. Now Bateshwar Sthan. Okay, this is in Bhagalpur district of Bihar. ठीक है, so this is where it will stop. Then it will go to Kolkata and then it is going through Bangladesh. पर वो कहीं भी रुकने वाली नहीं है as such. वो सीधे कहां रुकेगी? The border of India and Bangladesh. That is Chilmari, that is in Rangpur district of Bangladesh, and then it enters Guwahati, reaches Guwahati, further it moves to Majuli and then Dibrugarh. Okay, so this is the path that it is taking. And why exactly is it going to all these places? ठीक है, इस पे क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. This is a World Bank financed project. Okay, this is a World Bank financed project where this cruise traverses through all those places which have at least 3 meters of depth throughout the year. Okay, और 3 मीटर ऑफ डेप्थ सुनने में इजी है. ठीक है, यू कैन थिंक दैट ये तो कुछ भी नहीं है, बट दिस इज अ हिमालयन रिवर. सो यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट द हिमालयन रिवर्स कैरी अ लॉट ऑफ सिल्ट, एंड व्हेन देयर इज सिल्ट इट मीन्स दैट द डेप्थ कैन नॉट बी मेंटेन्ड. ये बहुत ज्यादा समय तक मेंटेन नहीं कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज ड्यूरिंग द flood season the river brings a lot of silt which it deposits along this path, and because of which the depth of 3 meters cannot be maintained. Okay, so all these places where the cruise is supposed to stop, the government is taking a lot of effort to ensure that you have 3 meters of depth. Okay, so the first thing that you need to remember कि यही पाथ क्यों है, क्योंकि यहां डेप्थ है. ओके, एंड बांग्लादेश में कहीं भी नहीं रुक रही है. इसका रीजन ये है कि वी आर श्योर दैट it is not for the people of Bangladesh, it is for the people who want to visit India. Okay, तो ढाका नहीं जा रही है. दो यहां अगर आप देखते हैं बांग्लादेश का ही एक्सटेंशन जो है, ठीक है, मेघना रिवर इसे कहते हैं, वो यहां भी आती है, गंगा रिवर, इट मेक्स डेल्टा. ओके, सो डेप्थ इज हियर एज वेल, बट वी आर नॉट डूइंग दिस. ओके, और उसका एक और रीजन क्या है, हम यहां तक आके और फिर इंडिया से कालादान से क्यों नहीं जा रहे हैं? बिकॉज इट इज गोइंग टू एक आर अदर नेबर, दैट इज म्यांमार. तो जियो पॉलिटिकल सिग्निफिकेंस भी इस बात का है. ओके, वी वॉन्ट टू मेक श्योर दैट एवरी वन इज अपीज्ड हु इज अ फ्रेंड, हु इज अ फ्रेंड. ओके, so the path, everyone is clear? यहीं से क्यों जा रही है? Because these are the places where the depth is there, and the government is actually incurring a lot of losses, and this is the reason कि इसकी कीमत क्या है, 13 लाख के आसपास है. It is almost 13 lakhs that the people are supposed to pay. Okay, so places can be asked, and the very question that you'll expect in exam is like, वो कहेंगे कि ढाका से होके जा रही है. This also travels through Dhaka? No, it won't. The only major area from which it will be passing is Chilmari, and that is a bordering area, okay, between India and Bangladesh. Okay, and this is a signal to China as well, that even if they cut the very chicken neck, we have already a way out, and this is through Kaladan river. क्योंकि यहां तक प्रिपेयर हो गया है, तो हम म्यांमार के थ्रू भी जा सकते हैं, बिकॉज इट इज ऑलवेज ए कन्वीनियंट रूट. एंड एट दिस पॉइंट इन टाइम वी आर नॉट टेकिंग so much convenient route. Okay, and now the next question, if you are lucky, only and only if you are lucky, there can be a question on the places, okay, and the states, maybe the regions through which it will pass. Okay, so this is UP, Bihar, Jharkhand. Okay, but none of the stoppages are there in Jharkhand. UP में वो रुकने वाली है. Okay, मेजर पॉइंट है जहां रुकेगी. बिहार में है. West Bengal, of course, it will stop at Kolkata. Okay, so here you have Kolkata, it will stop here, and then Assam. Okay, so Jharkhand is the only state where it won't stop. Okay, the reason being that it is very very difficult. It is very very difficult. पटना में रुकने वाली है बेटा, धीरज. पटना I have shown, I guess. Okay, पटना है यहां पे. Okay, this is पटना. पटना में है, डोंट वरी, वहां रुकने वाली है. ठीक है, इट विल स्टॉप. यहां पे क्या है कि इसका कोई मेजर स्टॉपेज नहीं है. वेस्ट बंगाल यू हैव कोलकाता, एंड असम डिब्रूगढ़. ठीक है, वो मैप पे मैंने दिखाया हुआ है. And all these places are the places where they can ensure that there is a depth of 3 meters. Okay, because they use forced injection method of sediment removal, which is relatively costlier. Okay, so this injection method, in this method, what the government is doing, or what the technology is doing, it is using high pressure water stream. to clear the sediment. To clear the sediment, okay? And using this methodology, they are protecting the biodiversity, okay? Because आपको पता होना चाहिए कि ये बात किसके लिए important है. अभी when this is in news, you have to understand that the Ganges River dolphin, national aquatic animal, okay, it can be at threat because of this thing, and this is the reason कि ये costly तरीका यूज कर रहे हैं. They are using a costlier method, okay. Rahila beta, a very good evening, okay. So everyone, Rasmi beta, a very good evening. So everybody who have joined late, I want everyone to make sure that you are following the thing that we are discussing. Now you have to understand why the government is investing so much on this method, so that these are not disturbed, and these are called as susu, okay. And this is a blind dolphin which cannot see, okay. So अगर ये पटना आप जाते हैं, you can see these dolphins jumping over the river. तो इनको बचाना भी एक कारण है, ठीक है. So they use this high pressure method so that there is not so much sediment that it disturbs the Ganges river dolphin, which is national aquatic animal. Okay. So you'll prepare about this Ganges Vilas, okay, but you'll find a question on this thing, because UPSC is like what? Something is in news, it touches the related area. So Ganges river dolphin you need to prepare, okay. We have covered this thing in more detail in the previous lectures. So this is something that you need to focus. Now this is also a cruise which is supposedly pollution free, ठीक है. And pollution free means what? Zero नहीं हो सकता है, ठीक है. Every news item is telling that it is pollution free. So if the statement says no pollution, you have to consider it as a wrong statement. It is always about less pollution, least that is possible with the technology, okay. And two rivers are involved, okay. River systems में अगर हम देखा जाए तो two river systems are involved, okay. When we talk about the systems, that is Ganges and Brahmaputra. But in all, 27 rivers are involved, okay. So when you say 27 rivers, it means what? The tributaries are there, okay. Its path will also include some of the tributaries. So this is 27 rivers, okay. तो 27 रिवर हैं, इट इज नॉट 2 रिवर्स. द वर्ड सिस्टम्स अगर यूज होता है, इट मीन्स दैट इट इज टॉकिंग अबाउट एवरीथिंग, द डिस्ट्रीब्यूटरीज एंड द ट्रिब्यूटरीज. तो यहां 27 रिवर इन्वॉल्व हो रही हैं. सम द स्मॉलर स्ट्रीम्स आर ऑल्सो गोइंग टू बी यूटिलाइज्ड, ओके. सो दिस इज समथिंग दैट यू नीड टू नो अबाउट वर्ल्ड्स longest cruise, okay. And some more of the factual information definitely I'll be sharing with you in the very PDF that I'll provide you, okay. And today we have invested a lot of time on this thing. Now we'll be looking at one more thing which can be asked and which was asked. like I informed you, UPSC has a tendency of repeating the things. Okay, so Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary is in news. And this is in news for the Indian skimmer. इंडियन स्कीमर. ओके, अभी बहुत सारे बर्ड्स, बहुत सारे एनिमल्स आपने पढ़े हैं. ओके, मंगलीस, धीरज, इको होने लगी है अचानक, डबल वॉइस. ये बताते बताते अचानक कैसे हो गया? इको इज देयर एवरीवन? बेटा एक बार अपने फोन पे चेक करेंगे. इको हो रही है सभी को? एवरीथिंग लुक्स फाइन एट माई एंड. प्रोत्यूस, मंगलेश, सभी को इको फील हो रहा है? एवरीवन? ओके, अचानक लेट मी चेक. So this echo, let me check the reason. Now अभी भी echo हो रहा है? Maybe refresh this YouTube one more time and check, because as far as I can see, everything seems okay at this end. Okay, Vrinda beta, it is echoing, but we can continue. मैंने अचानक ये शुरू नहीं होना चाहिए था, but हो रहा है, तो let us continue for some more time, because अभी मैं रुकूंगा तो फिर क्लास ही रुक जाएगी. Okay, अभी कोई है नहीं यहाँ पे. And I have checked, everything seems fine. तो अभी तो ठीक नहीं हो पाएगा. Proteus, let us try, okay? Still echoing, but let us focus on the places, because small news items are there. Okay? So Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary. And this Indian skimmer is in news. This is a bird. And it has the beaks which are orange. Okay, so this is something which is in news, and in IUCN it is considered as endangered. Is still echoing? अभी भी echo हो रहा है? So let me try something. मतलब I'll open the gates and we'll see. अभी ठीक है? इको कमरे से हो रहा होगा, तो अभी ठीक है कुछ? एवरीवन? हाँ वृंदा बेटा, everybody can have mood swings, even systems can. But tell me, अभी थोड़ा ठीक है? Okay, now it is fine. Now better? Great. So it is endangered. Okay. So Indian skimmer is in news. And why they are called skimmers? Because they skim. Skim to catch fish. Okay, they skim to catch fish. यानी कि ये उड़ते हुए आती हैं. Okay, this bird, and this is the surface. If some fish is here, then they can jump in the water and they will take it away. So they are called as Indian skimmer. So this is in news. Okay, and they are found in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal and Myanmar. India, Pak, Bangladesh, Myanmar. Okay, and once they were found everywhere in Southeast Asia, लेकिन आज की डेट पे नहीं है. लाओस, वियतनाम, हर जगह एक्सटिंक्ट हो गई हैं ये. बट आई डोंट थिंक दैट you'll get a question on this. Extinct from Laos, Vietnam. Okay, so you need to remember that Southeast Asia में भी मिलती थी, पर ये गायब हो गई है. एंड इंडिया में भी इंडेंजर्ड कैटेगरी में है. ओके, कंबोडिया में भी मिलती थी. सो दिस इज लाइक यू कैन मेंशन कंबोडिया, but I don't think that you'll get a question on this. Like I said, UPSC has a tendency of asking questions. Okay, नहीं ठीक है वृंदा बेटा, it's cold but it's fine, not an issue. So this is something that I don't think will be asked. Okay, but still I am giving you कि अगर मूड बदलता है यूपीएससी का तो आपको पता होना चाहिए कि आ सकता है. But the question will be on this Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary, because अभी census हो रहा था birds का, there was a bird census and lot of these were found. Okay, lot of these birds were found, almost 250 of them in Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary. So you can get a question on Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary. And if I talk about this one, okay, so let us say this is, okay, this is India, this is Odisha, and this is something which is Andhra. Okay, and Koringa is here. Sanctuary. So you can get a question on this thing. Okay, the sanctuary is in news, but you'll get a question on the river, and the very river is Godavari. Okay, so when the Godavari is entering Andhra, it has 3 branches. So if they want to complicate the things, this is the Godavari river. Instead of the very bird, the requisite information related to the bird, I have given you Indian skimmer. Why it is called as skimmer? Because it skims to catch the fish. It is found in India, Pak, Nepal, Bangladesh, Myanmar, and where it has been extinct, we have seen this. Okay, but the question can be on the Godavari river. Okay, so it is found on Gautami Godavari. Okay, so this Godavari river branches out into 3. Okay, most of the books talk about 2 only. This western part is Vasisht, Godavari. Okay, this is Gautami Godavari, and the middle one is called as Vaishnava Godavari. This one is in the middle. These are the 3 distributaries. और इन पे क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. ठीक है, so you need to make sure that you remember this Gautami, Godavari, Vaishnava and Vasisht. Okay, some of the times instead of middle, north and south, This Gautami is considered eastern. ईस्टर्न या नॉर्थ डिस्ट्रीब्यूटरी अगर आता है तो ये समझना है, वेस्टर्न लिखा जाए या साउथ लिखा जाए तो ये समझना है. ओके, सो कहां पे है पूछता है, बे ऑफ बंगाल की तरफ जा रही है. ओके, इट इज गोइंग टुवर्ड्स बे ऑफ बंगाल, सो कोरिंगा. हाँ, मंगलिश विल 3 channels of Kaveri. I'll continue in that lecture only when we'll cover rivers of India. तो मैं उसमें बताऊंगा आपको. ये क्या है कि एंड पे है, द प्लेस वेयर इट bifurcates is Dhavleshwaram. Okay, so most of the people will prepare for only Koringa. What if instead of Koringa it asks कि कहां पे है? कोरिंगा में भी कहां है? गौतमी गोदावरी के ऊपर है ये. ठीक है, गोदावरी के 3 हिस्से हैं, 3 डिस्ट्रीब्यूटरीज, गौतमी, वैष्णवा, वशिष्ठ. सो इट इज ऑन गौतमी गोदावरी. इसकी लोकेशन पूछ लेगी यूपीएससी एंड इट विल बिकम द सो कॉल्ड टफेस्ट क्वेश्चन ऑफ द ईयर. This is what UPSC does every time. Okay, and one of the major towns which is just before this is Rajmundry. Okay, if they don't talk about Dhavleshwaram, they'll say that it splits at Rajmundry. So that will be a wrong statement. It splits at Dhavleshwaram. Rajmundry is just before that. Okay. So single channel till Rajmundry. When it reaches Dhavleshwaram, it splits into 3. So if you get a question, you'll get a question on this, or if there is a direct question, you're lucky. Now when we are looking at this and there is a question on Indian skimmer, you'll think that it is found here only, but you need to know this is in news because there was bird census happening around Koringa sanctuary. 20% of the population of the Indian skimmer is found along the Chambal river. तो सबसे ज्यादा जो पॉपुलेशन है इसकी वो चंबल रिवर के अराउंड मिलती है. ओके, बट दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट. व्हाई? बिकॉज दिस इज इंडेंजर्ड इन IUCN लिस्ट. बट सबसे ज्यादा पॉपुलेशन एक ही जगह पे अगर आप देखते हैं, ओनली ओवर सिंगल रिवर, इट इज चंबल रिवर. ओके, एंड नाउ इविल क्वाड्रेट, like I always talk about, why some of the species are going extinct or they are becoming endangered or vulnerable. The reason is habitat destruction has to be a primary cause. Most of the people are trying to build their houses in the plain areas that happens to be a catchment area. Okay, तो near the rivers जो construction हो रहे हैं उसकी वजह से ये destroy होता जा रहा है. Okay, so this is something that you need to remember and this is important. Rivers पे बहुत बार question आए तो इस पे आ सकता है. Now cold wave situation in Delhi, like today it was 1.9 degrees Celsius here और अभी भी बहुत ठंड है. Cold wave, I don't think that this is something which is difficult. You must have heard of it. So what it is? What is a cold wave? Cold wave क्या है? The northern and the northwestern part of the country, the central part of the country. So today it were 1.9 and अभी भी ठंड है. सुबह का प्रिडिक्शन है 1 डिग्री है. ठीक है, ऑप्शनल की क्लास अगर मिस हो गई तो ऐसा समझेंगे सर को ठंड लगी है. बट I'll make sure that I reach here on time. So tell me, have you heard of this term or not? Okay, so cold wave या hot wave जब भी हम कहते हैं इसका क्या मतलब है? What is the meaning of this thing? So the wind that is blowing, the temperatures falling to a limit where it can be fatal. And fatal, even human lives in 70 degree Celsius, minus 70. Okay, there are people who live in an environment where it is minus 70 degrees Celsius. So how it can be fatal? Because it is surprising you. Okay, you are not expecting this temperature at the given point in time. आप ये expect नहीं कर रहे हैं कि इस समय इतना कम temperature होने वाला है. Okay, we expect that, let us say you expect that it will be 5 degrees Celsius and there is going to be a sunshine, and you just wear a sweater, you go outside and suddenly you see that it is 0 degrees Celsius. Okay, and you have to travel a distance of 2 kilometers. It becomes difficult for you. Okay, because you are not expecting 5 degrees Celsius North India at this point in time, we all expect, but it is like 0 or 1 degree Celsius that is expected tomorrow in the morning around 4-5 am will be having this temperature in Delhi. ठीक है, दिल्ली में ये टेम्परेचर होगा, एनसीआर में पूरे. तो अगर यही टेम्परेचर दिन में आप कहीं जाते हैं और अचानक होता है, तो यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू कोप विथ, बिकॉज यू आर नॉट प्रिपेयर्ड विथ the things which can help you survive this situation. So it can be fatal because you can get exposed to the temperatures that you are not prepared for. Okay, so cold wave is temperatures falling to a limit where it can be fatal. Okay, this is the definition, and usually the range is around 5 degrees Celsius only. It is not like the temperatures will fall by 20 degrees Celsius. ऐसा नहीं होता है. ठीक है, क्योंकि वर्ल्ड का एवरेज टेम्परेचर क्या है, अर्थ का, अर्थ्स एवरेज टेम्परेचर it is minus 15 degrees Celsius for all those people who are not aware. ठीक है, being in a tropical country, what do you think? Being a tropical subtropical country, you think that average भी बोलेंगे तो 20 डिग्री सेल्सियस होगा पॉजिटिव में, बट द अर्थ्स एवरेज टेम्परेचर इज minus 15 degrees Celsius. Okay, so people can survive in extreme temperatures, but cold wave is a situation when it is unexpected, and every country has a different definition for this thing. The other thing that you need to understand is that every country has a different temperature. Now I'll come back to this cold wave. Why India has seen unusual winters this year? Unusual winters, पहले temperatures were high than expected. So people started telling कि इस बार ठंड नहीं होने वाली है, and suddenly temperatures dropping down, which we said that it led to cold wave like situation in North India. So ये क्यों हुआ है? Okay, so you have to understand कि these kind of intelligent questions जो आपको क्या है कि conceptual जो आते हैं वो इस पे बन सकता है इस साल. So have you heard of El Nino, La Nina? El Nino means वार्मर टेम्परेचर्स से हम एसोसिएट करते हैं. ला नीना कोल्ड टेम्परेचर्स, एंड दिस ईयर वाज ट्रिपल डिप ला नीना. It means 3 consecutive La Nina events. Every year there was La Nina and the temperatures should dip. But इस बार क्या हुआ? Temperatures were higher than expected. 20 दिसंबर तक ठंडी नहीं थी. And within 20 days, it is like cold wave situation. So initially, this happened because western disturbances did not enter India. Okay. So until and unless western disturbances enter India and it rains, the temperatures do not fall down in India. So western disturbances that usually enter India by the end of November, okay, that is related to westerly jet stream. This is related to jet stream. I hope that all of you will be able to get this when you watch the very lectures that we have covered. It did not enter India in the month of November, and for that reason December was warmer than usual. Okay, December was warmer, but now western disturbances entered India, and now triple dip La Nina came into effect because this is associated with cold temperature. तो हमारा guess क्या था कि by November will start having cold waves, but western disturbances did not enter, तो cold wave नहीं आया. अभी क्या है, बारिश हुई है. Most part of India you have seen that within last 1 week only we have seen some of the rains. That is because of western disturbances. Now it has entered, so this became effective. The triple dip La Nina became effective, and so it is breaking the records. Northern India have not seen sub-zero temperatures. No sub-zero temperature in North India. In last 1 century. That means we have not seen this thing happening 21st century. और ये हम राजस्थान की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, वहां होता है. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एट एन एवरेज North India. Okay, but now we are going to have it, and this is the reason that IMD chief said it is very unusual for us to declare a cold wave in North India. North India ऐसे ही ठंडा रहता है, दिल्ली का रीजन, कश्मीर, जहां भी आप देखेंगे. बट कोल्ड वेव यहां के लिए कहना, यूजुअली डिक्लेयर करना, पीपल नो दैट देयर इज गोइंग टू बी ए कोल्ड वेव. दिस टाइम IMD हैज वार्न्ड. Two reasons are there. If you get an exam, you can get a question on this. Western disturbances did not enter. Triple dip La Nina is the reason for which we are having the breaking the records of the 21st century. No colder days than this that we are going to face tomorrow. Or maybe day after tomorrow it can reach 0. And sub-zero temperatures. Everybody is clear with this? So most of the time you expect that there will be a question on what is coming in news, but उससे पहले वाला बाद वाला आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया जाएगा. अब कोल्ड वेव इंडिया में अगर बात करते हैं, ओके, सो इन इंडिया नॉर्मल डे टेम्परेचर is calculated every 5 days. ठीक है, वीक में कैलकुलेट नहीं होता है. Okay, and usually some of the countries compare this for 10 years, 20 years, some for 50 years. India compares this thing with average of 30 years. So if the temperatures are higher than 5 degrees Celsius or lower than 5 degrees Celsius for an average of 30 years in 5 days range, ठीक है, 5 दिन के रेंज में, then we declare it as cold wave or hot wave. If it is 5 degree more than the average of the 5 days, not a week, 5 दिन में, we'll declare it as, if it is higher than the average, we'll declare it as heat wave. If it is lower, we'll declare it as cold wave. Okay, तो ये 5 दिन का एवरेज और 30 साल, दो चीजें याद रखनी है. डेफिनेशन में इसे पूछा जा सकता है. यू कैन गेट ए क्वेश्चन ऑन दिस डेफिनेशन. ओके, yeah, Vrinda beta, you are going to get everything. You need not be worried. We'll make sure that you get the things which can appear in the exam and you'll qualify. You just have to make sure that you are working hard. Okay, like I said, you'll have to revise. I'll teach and I can forget. You cannot afford to forget these things. Okay, तो ये 5 days मैं भूल सकता हूं, आपको नहीं भूलना है. 30 years आपको याद रखना है. ठीक है. Now वन मोर इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट, मेंस में अगर कोई क्वेश्चन आया, प्रीलिम्स में दोबारा पूछा जा सकता है. मेंटल प्लूम्स. व्हाट इज अ मेंटल प्लूम? दिस इज इन न्यूज. व्हाट इज अ मेंटल प्लूम? इफ यू हैव रेड ज्योग्राफी, जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी, आपको कुछ आइडिया होगा. आई डोंट एक्सपेक्ट ईच वन ऑफ यू टू हैव ए कंप्लीट नॉलेज ऑफ दिस थिंग, पर ये है क्या? व्हाट इज अ मेंटल प्लूम? Plumes, what are these? So let us say this is the surface of the earth. And here you have magma. Here you have this magma, the hot region beneath Earth's surface. So what is, so plume is like what? The flow, a narrow flow of a fluid material going from one place to another is a plume. Smoke का भी, any fluid when it flows in a direction, fluid की बात है. fluid क्या है? It can be air, it can be water, it can be petroleum, liquid or gases basically. Okay, any liquid or gas, when it is flowing in a particular path, we call it as plumes. Okay, when they can be identified separately, अलग अलग अगर पहचान सकते हैं तो उसे हम ये बुलाते हैं. ओके, हाँ वृंदा बेटा, वॉल्केनो से भी रिलेटेड है, लेकिन मैंने जैसा कहा कि लिक्विड गैस का फ्लो किसी भी डायरेक्शन में हो, पर्टिकुलरली इंडिविजुअली आइडेंटिफाई कर पाए, तो उसे हम प्लूम कहते हैं. ओके, सो यू नो दैट some of the eruptions that happen are because of some magmatic material or magma that you call, that heads upward from beneath the surface of the earth. मोस्टली मेंटल एरिया से ये आता है, मेंटल कोर बाउंड्री से ये स्टार्ट होते हैं. ओके, mostly within mental only, and they move towards the surface of the earth. Okay, so mental plumes, we are aware of these things in those areas usually where there is plate tectonics. Okay, अर्थ के बारे में अगर हम बात करते हैं तो क्या है, अर्थ पे जितने भी कॉन्टिनेंट आप जानते हैं, okay, they behave as plates and they move. और ये मूव क्यों करते हैं? Because from beneath some magmatic material is moving in some direction. Okay, so plume is the thing that is coming from beneath the surface of the earth. ये क्या है, आपको ये याद रखना है कि ये मार्स में भी मिला है. द वॉल्केनिक इरप्शंस on Mars are due to mental plumes. बट मेंटल प्लूम्स कैसे हैं? जरूरी नहीं है कि प्लेट मूवमेंट ही हो. दे स्टार्ट फ्रॉम मेंटल कोर बाउंड्री एंड दे रीच द सरफेस ऑफ द अर्थ. ये एग्जैक्टली सेम प्रोसेस कहां दिखाई देता है अर्थ में? हवाईयन आइलैंड्स. दे आर फॉर्म्ड बिकॉज ऑफ द मेंटल प्लूम्स. हवाईयन आइलैंड कहां पे है? लोकेशन, दिस इज अमेरिका, नॉर्थ अमेरिका. ओके, एंड हवाईयन आइलैंड्स आर समवेयर हियर. हवाई, that is part of USA. पॉलिनेशिया जो आप कहते हैं, ओशिनिया वाला पार्ट, पैसिफिक ओशन, वहां पे है. ओके, पैसिफिक ओशन का पार्ट है ये. तो यहां हवाईयन आइलैंड्स जो बने हैं वो मैग्नेटिक मटेरियल की वजह से बने हैं. दे आर नॉट नेसेसरली बिकॉज ऑफ सम वॉल्केनिक इरप्शन कॉज्ड बाय द मैग्मा नियर बाय. दे कम फ्रॉम मेंटल कोर बाउंड्री. So this is also active on Mars, but there is no plate tectonics. Mars का सरफेस जो है वो प्लेट्स में नहीं है. There is no plate tectonics here, but still volcanic eruptions are there and they are because of mental plumes. Okay, तो ये आपको याद रखना है कि mental plume is active here as well. Okay, which other planet has plate tectonics? How many of you have idea? ऐसा कौन सा दूसरा प्लेनेट है हमारे सोलर सिस्टम में जहां प्लेट टेक्टोनिक्स है? You can find a direct question on these two things, कि where mental plumes are creating volcanoes. और वॉल्केनिक इरप्शन होगा तो क्या होगा? मार्स पे भी अर्थक्वेक आता है. ठीक है, अर्थक्वेक इज नॉर्मल. शेकिंग ऑफ द सरफेस इज वेरी नॉर्मल इन मोस्ट ऑफ द प्लैनेट्स. ओके, वो डिफरेंट रीजन से हो सकते हैं. अर्थक्वेक सभी में होता है, ईच एंड एवरी प्लैनेट. लेकिन प्लेट टेक्टोनिक्स और मेंटल प्लूम्स, दिस इज ए प्रोसेस थ्रू विच प्लैनेट्स आर throwing away lighter material outside. इसे अगर हम ज्योग्राफी की भाषा में कहें, दिस इज डेंसिटी डिफरेंशिएशन प्रोसेस. द लाइटर मटेरियल कम्स आउट and the heavier one remains inside. Density differentiation process. Okay, so tell me, Manglish, plate tectonics. Jupiter is a gaseous planet. तो जहां सरफेस ही ना बना हो वहां प्लेट्स कितने फर्म होंगे? ठीक है, अभी जूनो मिशन जो था उससे रिपोर्ट आई थी कि प्लेट टेक्टोनिक्स जुपिटर पे भी होगा. Probably you read that thing. Okay, the Juno mission, that is the thing for Jupiter. लेकिन प्लेट टेक्टोनिक्स, द मूवमेंट ऑफ द प्लेट्स, प्रूवन कहां पे है? मरकरी, वीनस, दोनों में से किस में है? आंसू बेटा. ओके, आइस टेक्टोनिक्स, दिस इज होमवर्क. खोजेंगे आज इसको. दिस इज योर होमवर्क. मैंने गेस भी आपको कर दिया है. मरकरी, वीनस में से कौन है? खोजेंगे. इसे आइस टेक्टोनिक्स कहते हैं, बट नो आइस इज देयर. ओके, द सरफेस इज ब्रोकन इनटू क्यूब्स. broken like ice cubes. ये किस में है इसको खोज के आज पढ़ेंगे, ठीक है, बिकॉज दिस थिंग इज इन न्यूज, प्लूम्स आर इन न्यूज, यू मे फाइंड ए क्वेश्चन ऑन दिस, सो दिस इज फूड फॉर थॉट, इसको आज खोज के आज खोजेंगे, ओके। I'll not tell कि which, okay, because while discussing some of the things मैंने पहले ही बताया है, तो जिसने पिछले जन्म में पढ़ा है इस जन्म में रिवीजन कर लेंगे. You need to make sure that you are revising this thing. Okay. Mercury has plate tectonics और Venus has plate tectonics और Jupiter has. क्योंकि मैंने क्या बताया कि जुपिटर, जूनो मिशन ने भी ये इंडिकेट किया था, ए गैसियस प्लैनेट हैविंग प्लेट टेक्टोनिक्स. वो सही है नहीं है आज खोजेंगे. ठीक है. सो एवरीबडी इज क्लियर विद द मेंटल प्लून्स एंड थिंग. एंड दिस thing that was visible on Mars was visible in the region which is called as Elysium Planitia. Elysium Planitia. Okay. And if they ask this name, believe me, there are going to be 30 questions which are going to be direct in nature. Usually UPSC won't ask this kind of name, Elysium Planitia, but if it asks it, out of 100 you'll get 30 direct questions like happened in 2016. The easiest of the papers for those people who mug up the information, and toughest for those who are inclined to prepare for statement like questions. ठीक है. तो आपको फैक्ट भी याद रखना है, क्योंकि 2016 में क्या था, जो स्टेट सर्विसेज के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे थे वो उन्होंने कहा कि बहुत ही आसान पेपर आया है. दोज हु आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर सिविल सर्विसेज यूपीएससी, दे फाउंड इट रियली डिफिकल्ट. ओके. तो आपको फैक्चुअल इंफॉर्मेशन भी थोड़ी याद रखनी है, एनालिटिकल चीजें तो आपको पढ़नी ही होंगी. ओके. सो आई होप दैट एवरीबडी इज क्लियर विद दिस. नाउ सम टर्म्स विच आर इन न्यूज, डायरेक्ट डेफिनेशन टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन जिसमें आते हैं. So photovoltaics, have you heard of this term? Some of the direct questions that can be expected are going to be based on terminologies. ये word देखेंगे, recently photovoltaics was in news. It is, and you'll get 4 statements which will ask for definition. तो ये word सुना है? Have you heard of this term? Photovoltaics. This is floating solar plants. So you need to remember this thing. Okay. Direct definition type of question. And Telangana, we have this thing. Okay. And some more details definitely I'll share in the PDF that I'll be sharing. So terminology related, photovoltaics. Okay. डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन आएगा, ये वर्ड दे देंगे, आपको पहचानना होगा क्या है. ठीक है. तेलंगाना में किस जगह पे लगाया नहीं लगाया, इट विल बी आस्क्ड इन सम द स्टेट्स. यूपीएससी में क्या है कि आपको सीधे क्वेश्चन पूछेगा अगर पूछना होगा. ओके. नाउ लिविंग रूट ब्रिजेस, इट इज इन न्यूज. हैव यू हर्ड ऑफ दिस? ये एक बार यूपीएससी पूछ भी चुकी है और दोबारा भी पूछ सकती है. ओके. लिविंग ब्रिजेस व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट, ओके, देयर कैन बी ऑफ 2 टाइप्स. ठीक है. बेवर आर द एनिमल्स. ओके. दीज आर एनिमल्स, दे मेक ब्रिजेस. Okay, so if there is a river that is flowing, and if beaver lives in some area, they'll make a bridge. तो बीवर ब्रिजेस भी पूछा गया है. बहुत लोग लिविंग ब्रिजेस को बीवर ब्रिजेस से कंपेयर करते हैं, बट दिस इज डिफरेंट. ओके, डू नॉट कंफ्यूज बीवर मेड ब्रिजेस विथ लिविंग रूट ब्रिजेस. लिविंग रूट ब्रिजेस ये क्या है? खासी जयंतिया हिल्स इन मेघालय. पीपल मेक दिस. Okay, and they can continue for hundreds of years. Okay, and how they make them? ये बनता कैसे है? हाँ, मेघालय इज नोन फॉर इट. बिहेवियर वाला मैंने क्यों बताया? क्योंकि बहुत लोग इससे कंफ्यूज होते हैं. ओके, दीज आर ऑल्सो फाउंड इन इंडिया, इन यूएस. This is something different. Here what they do, the rubber plant. Okay, War tribe ने अभी बनाया है more recently. और ये War tribe क्या है? This is a sub tribe of खासी. तो War tribe कहां पे पूछेंगे तो मेघालय में है. There can be a direct question, the very tribe which is in news. Okay, so you can get a question on this. So here rubber plants, okay, Ficus elastica. Ficus elastica. This is basically a rubber plant. सभी को लगता है कि सिर्फ और सिर्फ केरला में रबर मिलता है, ऐसा नहीं है, मेघालय में भी मिलता है. ठीक है. And now if in the coastal area these are growing, okay, what they do, they place bamboo. ठीक है, बैम्बू को अरेंज कर देते हैं. नाउ दिस फीकस इलास्टिका रबर के रूट को, दिस इज द ट्री, रबर ट्री. इसके जो रूट्स होते हैं, दे जस्ट व्हाट दे डू, इसको ओवर ए पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, या इस तरफ भी हो सकता है, यहां से भी, इसके ऊपर बैम्बूज के ऊपर लपेट देते हैं. ओके, दे फिक्स बैम्बू नियर बाय इट्स रूट्स. ओके, एंड दीज रूट्स ओवर ए पीरियड ऑफ टाइम दे ग्रो ह्यूज and they cover the entire area. Okay, and this becomes a solid bridge through which anybody can move, and they can withstand even for 200 years. Okay, 200 साल पुराने भी चेरापूंजी के आसपास, near चेरापूंजी. Okay, one of the wettest place on in India, one of the wettest one is Mawsynram. So near Cherrapunji. We have many living bridges made up of the roots of Ficus elastica, that is a rubber plant. ठीक है, रबर प्लांट से बनाते हैं. तो ये आज की डेट में उमकर रिवर के ऊपर वॉर ट्राइब ने बनाया है. तो ये इसको छोड़ के क्या है, उमकर रिवर भी आ सकता है. तो अभी मोस्ट रिसेंट वाज वन इज बिल्ट ऑन उमकर रिवर, दैट इज नियर चेरापूंजी. ओके, सो यू नीड टू रिमेंबर दिस नेम. एंड द ओल्डेस्ट वन इज उमशांग डबल डेकर, 200 years old मैंने कहा, दैट इज उमशांग डबल डेकर. Okay, oldest living bridge in India is, this is oldest living bridge of India. And it is made by humans. This time War tribe has made it, but the tribes who are living in Garo, Khasi and Jaintia hills, they are familiar with this thing and they make lot of them. ठीक है, तो 100 years 200 years is easily because roots क्या है, बढ़ते जाते हैं. This becomes dense and dense and they require no maintenance at all. इनको कोई मेंटेनेंस नहीं चाहिए होता है, इनकी खासियत है. They strengthen with time. बाकी हम जो ब्रिज बनाते हैं उसमें क्या होता है, they become weak with time, but they strengthen with time. No maintenance required. Okay, so this is something that is very positive about this thing, and this is some traditional knowledge which has helped the people to survive in the treacherous regions of India, the rugged mountains. They are not very easy to survive, but because of these skills that the people have developed, they have survived there for last thousands of years. Okay. हाँ धीरज बेटा, rubber plants are found in many different areas. So this is something that I wanted to discuss. Some small news items are there that I'll be providing you in the very PDF, and I expect everyone to go through it. And I hope that this was useful for each one of you. Especially these things you can cover from anywhere. But the discussion that we had initially, I hope everybody was able to get that thing. And if you want to clear the prelims, you have to focus on the things that I discussed here. Okay? ये चीजें आपके लिए important है. And definitely in the next lecture we'll be looking at some more information. But more than information, it is the strategy and the right information which is going to help you in prelims. Okay, तो इस पे काम करिए. In 2023, those people who are appearing, you can think of the master stroke in which we'll be doing a lot of these things. Okay, information anybody can give. Information लेने के लिए मुझे देखने की जरूरत नहीं है. Okay, the newspaper has information, the magazine has information. The only thing which I can add to is maybe a better understanding of the things that you are reading. And the second thing is the strategy which is required to clear this exam, which is the most important aspect after your hard work. Okay, hard work सभी करते हैं, लेकिन स्मार्टली जो लोग ये जानते हैं कि क्या एग्जाम में आ रहा है, वो ज़्यादा इजीली पास कर पाते हैं. ठीक है वृंदा बेटा, सी सैट का भी ठीक है. आई टेक फ्यू मोर मिनट्स. दोज हु कैन bear with it, you need to attend. Probably it will help you to clear the CSAT, जो आपको आज की डेट में हॉन्ट कर रहा है बहुत सारे बच्चों को. अभी जब मैं PYQs कहता हूं, मैंने GS कहा ही नहीं. I didn't say general studies. Okay, and believe me, solve the questions from maybe 1995 to 2010. Okay, 2011 they started asking CSAT, तो वहां तक में आपको पता नहीं चलेगा. Solve this question, you'll get 8 to 10 questions of quant and reasoning. I mean repeated. And I hope everybody is aware कि 27 ही चाहिए होते हैं. बिना देखे हुए अगर 10 हो गए, पुराने क्वेश्चन आपने 4 बार सॉल्व कर लिए, तो 10 यही हो जाएंगे, 17 बचते हैं. डोंट टेल मी कि 17 क्वेश्चंस इन 150 मिनट्स नहीं हो पाएगा. और 2 घंटे का पेपर होता है, सॉरी, 110 मिनट्स में नहीं हो पाएगा. So these are direct questions. I'm not talking about their UPSC is not going to change even at the single value. ठीक है, और 2-4 का क्या होगा? They'll change the value. क्वांट और रीजनिंग की बात कर रहा हूं. मैंने बहुत सारे बच्चों को देखा है जो पुराने क्वेश्चन याद करके जाते हैं और वो पास हो जाते हैं. और जो लोग टेस्ट सीरीज, देश दुनिया क्लासेस और इंफॉर्मेशन वो फेल हो जाते हैं। ओके, तो इससे आसान मैं शायद नहीं कर सकता हूं। 10 क्वेश्चन अगर आप पुराने क्वेश्चन, और 99% 2010 तक ये 20 क्वेश्चन ईच ईयर। तो जिसको मैथ नहीं आती है वो क्या है कि ये क्वेश्चंस देख के भी जाएंगे तो हो जाएगा। एंड रीजनिंग इज वेरी इजी। मैथमेटिक्स कहूंगा तो लोग सोचेंगे इंजीनियर हूं इसलिए कह रहा हूं, तो शायद ना माने, लेकिन बिलीव में रीजनिंग आउट ऑफ 20 यू कैन इजीली डू 16 to 18 questions and you clear the paper here only. Those people who are going to focus on comprehension, तो पहली चीज तो मैं आपको यह बता दूं कि दिस इज ट्रिकी, और दूसरी चीज ये ट्रिकी क्यों है, बिकॉज जीएस से रिलेटेड आ रहा है। ओके, दिस इज ट्रिकी बिकॉज this is related to GS and a lot of people get confused in this thing. And the other thing that you need to know is most of the people who are teaching CSAT, okay, they focus on only conclusion based questions. इस पे फोकस करवाते हैं वो आपको, and you get into the habit. आंसू बेटा कुछ मेरे क्लासेस में रैंडम हो सकता है, यू नो जब आप बहुत दिन से मुझे जानते हैं, मैं बहुत रूल बेस्ड नहीं कर पाता हूँ, एज ए स्टूडेंट भी नहीं कर पाता था, अभी भी नहीं। मोस्टली आई ट्राई टू मेक श्योर दैट इट इज टॉपिक वाइज लाइक रेस्ट ऑफ द पीपल विल डू। ऑलमोस्ट 70% ऑफ माई क्वेश्चंस आर गोइंग टू बी टॉपिक वाइज, 30% द वे आई एम it will be reflected. Sometimes I can go haywire, but that will help. Okay, अभी ये जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी से ही 20 करने हैं, ऐसा मेरे साथ नहीं हो सकता है 13 जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी से हो, 7 क्लाइमेट और बायोजियोग्राफी, या से ह्यूमन भी हो सकता है या इन्वायरमेंट भी हो जाएगा, बट यू विल गेट द पॉजिटिव थिंग। ओके, नाउ दे फोकस ऑन कंक्लूजन बेस्ड थिंग्स, लेकिन क्वेश्चन कैसे आते हैं? assertion. Okay, the questions are on some of the assertions, you'll see. Okay, it can be on assumption, it can be on inference. Okay, so ये सारे terms क्या हैं? They are not conclusions, and most of the people who teach CSAT, they tell you that as if you have to find conclusion. Each of these terms have different meaning. Okay, assumption is before the start of that paragraph, inference is at the end of the paragraph, the various conclusions that you can make. Conclusion is exact the thing that the paragraph is telling. Inference is the conclusions that you can get. Assumption is something before writing that paragraph. Okay, तो अप्रोच में दिक्कत है क्योंकि आप सिर्फ कंक्लूजन खोज रहे होते हैं, वहां ये टर्म्स यूज होते हैं, एंड यू फेल टू जस्टिफाई द आंसर. सो मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल, बहुत सारी डिबेट होती है सीसैट के एग्जाम के बाद, जब क्या है कि कोचिंग वाले आंसर निकालते हैं, इवन हम लोग भी, ओके, वी ऑल्सो डू दिस थिंग. तब डिबेट चल रही होती कि राइट आंसर नहीं आया है, मैं पूछता हूं कि क्यों आपको ऐसा लगता है, वो बोलते हैं ये कंक्लूजन है ही नहीं. ट्रुथ है, क्वेश्चन ने भी कंक्लूजन नहीं पूछा होता है, वो असम्पशन इन्फरेंस पूछ रहे होते हैं. ओके, so if you find some suitable person who talks about these things as well, you can get a guidance. But the best part is कि if you can try to do the quant, that is आप इसको मैथ कहते हैं, and reasoning. Believe me, quant कैसा होता है, क्लास 8 लेवल का आता है. Out of 20, 10 are easy. And like I said, 16 to 18 are easy. कॉम्प्रीहेंशन तक आपको जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. अभी जितना टाइम बचा है, हाफ एन आवर ईच डे, 15 minutes, 20 minutes for reasoning, maybe 10 minutes for a single topic of mathematics, and you'll see that you'll qualify with this. एंड द टारगेट डजंट हैव टू बी 80 क्वेश्चंस, क्वालिफाइंग नेचर है। जब मैं दे रहा था वैसा टाइम थोड़ी है। ओके हमारे टाइम पे क्या है, सीसेट जिसको मैथ आती है, रीजनिंग आती है, वो क्वालिफाई कर जाते थे। बट लास्ट 2 attempts that I gave, it was all about GS। ठीक है, तो GS वाले टाइम में क्या है, ये बहुत इजी था, हम लोग सोते सोते करते थे, बहुत क्लैरिटी थी कि 80 नहीं है क्वेश्चन। मैं अपने दिमाग में ही लेके जाता था कि 55 करने हैं, ये किया, आपको 110 नंबर आ गए, हो गया है। क्वालिफाइंग क्या है, 67 ही है, 125 आ जाएंगे इतने में। सो यू हैव टू क्वालिफाई, ट्राई टू अटेम्प्ट 55 to 60 क्वेश्चंस। 20 जो आपको पता ही नहीं है, क्वेश्चन आप पढ़ते हैं, आपको पता है कि ये टॉपिक क्वांट का या रीजनिंग का मेरा रेडी नहीं है, छोड़ देंगे। कॉम्प्रिहेंशन के 10 ऐसे मिलेंगे जो नहीं हो पाएंगे। आप इतना टारगेट कीजिए, यू विल क्वालिफाई। ओके नहीं धीरज बेटा, मेरी लिमिटेशन है, मैं कितनी क्लासेस ले सकता हूं। ओके अब मैं सीसेट भी पढ़ाने लगूं तो बहुत दिक्कत होगी, बट as soon as we can find somebody suitable we'll definitely start with। लेकिन जेन्युइनली पढ़वाने के लिए नहीं पढ़ाना है ना हम लोग। अभी ये मास्टर स्ट्रोक भी है तो इसलिए नहीं, एक कोर्स है। दिस इज ऑल अबाउट हाउ यू कैन क्वालिफाई। और मैंने जो चीजें बताई हैं, इफ विल फोकस ऑन दीज थिंग्स, बिलीव मी, सम ऑफ यू हु आर वेरी अफ्रेड ऑफ मे बी सीसेट एंड मैथमेटिक्स, इन्वेस्ट 40-45 मिनट्स। मैं इतना ही कह रहा हूं आपको, डू इट एवरी डे। बट ये क्या होना चाहिए, ये सिर्फ PYQs हो। हर साल में मैंने कहा आपको कितने 20 से 25 क्वेश्चन 95 से 2000 तक आते थे मैथमेटिक्स एंड रीजनिंग के। फोकस ऑन दैट एंड यूल सी दैट यूल क्वालिफाई, बिकॉज 10 तो याद हो जाएंगे, वही आएगा, सीधे टिक कर देंगे। तो 10 का मतलब वहां 25 मार्क्स होते हैं, 25 बिना वहां एग्जाम हॉल में सॉल्व किए आपके बन जाएंगे। और जिस बच्चे को डाउट है ना, पेपर उठा के देख लेंगे। एक दिन क्या है, एनालिसिस को देंगे तो आपके 30 दिन बचने वाले हैं। मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल जंप टू स्टडी समथिंग न्यू, बट क्यों पढ़ रहे हैं, नदी में कूद जाएंगे और पता तैरना है कि मोती निकालना है ये पता ही नहीं हो, तो वो डूबने की रेसिपी है ना। यू हैव टू बी वेरी क्लियर अबाउट व्हाट यू एक्सपेक्ट and you want to qualify the exam, so know the exam better. And how you could know the exam better? By looking at PYQs। उसने क्या पूछा है, अभी आप कोई एग्जाम दीजिए, दिस इज नॉट फॉर यूपीएससी, कोई एग्जाम दीजिए, जब तक पुराना पेपर देखेंगे नहीं तो आप जानेंगे कैसे। और एक साल का देख के किसको पता चलता है, लास्ट ईयर एक साल के 100 क्वेश्चन देख के आप गेस नहीं कर सकते। यू हैव टू लुक एट many years, it happens to be 2 decades, 3 decades, 4 decades, and then you can। हाँ प्रोत्यूस बेटा, सैटरडे संडे it will not be, but 5 days a week master stroke will run, and maybe I don't know, it can be 2 classes at some of the points, but mostly Saturday Sunday it won't be, until and unless there is certain adjustment based on अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ द टीचर्स। ओके अभी मैं ठंड में अभी तक हूं, दरवाजा खोल के पढ़ा रहा हूं। अगर मैं कल बीमार हो जाता हूं तो कल क्लास नहीं होगी। तो अनअवॉइडेबल सर्कमस्टांसेस देयर कैन बी अ ब्रेक, एल्स देयर विल बी कंटिन्यूटी। ओके एंड यू हैव सीन मी फॉर वेरी लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ टाइम प्रोत्यूस, यू नो दैट आई हार्डली miss lectures, so I am starting the master stroke, so you can be assured that until and unless there is an emergency which will not allow me to be here in Delhi NCR, it will only prevent me from not taking lectures, else I'll be there. Okay, you'll not see me even Saturday and Sunday. If I say Monday to Friday, it will be from Monday to Friday, so you need not be worried about it, because this is the crucial time आपके लिए भी हमारे लिए भी। We know that this is the time when most of the people panic, but as far as I am concerned, I know that those people who will keep their calm are the people who are going to make it. So do not panic, things are going to be easy. अब इससे ज्यादा आसान सीसेट भी नहीं हो सकता है। जो चीजें मैंने बताई हैं, just try to go through it and you'll see that this exam is not tough. though it requires consistency and hard work, but it is not impossible. Okay, ये टफ नहीं है, कंसिस्टेंसी टफ है, यूपीएससी टफ नहीं है. हम कंसिस्टेंट नहीं रहते हैं, हम रोज काम नहीं करते हैं, इसलिए दिक्कत आती है, ना कि क्वेश्चंस बहुत टफ आ रहे हैं. Those who are consistent, who are strategically right, who have been through the previous year questions, who have seen what UPSC is doing for so many years, they can definitely predict what we can expect. Okay, and you don't need 100 questions. 100 में से 60-70 हमारे right हो जाए. 100 का 100 वाले बच्चे के लिए मैं पढ़ाता ही नहीं हूं. मैं रोज कहता हूं ये बात. Those who want 100 out of 100, I am not the one who can teach you. Okay, it is beyond my capability to get someone 100 out of 100 prelims. Okay, but definitely I know the thing how you can clear the exam. So I'll be focusing on that. Okay. So this is the time when I'll move from here and I'll go home. And I want everyone to take a break, and maybe you need to at least discover the ice tectonics, the cube tectonics. वो कहाँ पे है? एक ही चीज मैंने कही है जो आपको खोजनी है, और वो सोने से पहले खोज के फिर सोएंगे. ठीक है, आज के आज देख लेंगे, कल क्योंकि आप भूल जाएंगे. So do it today only. Okay, so everyone, I'll take your leave, have your meal, go through the things that we have covered, think of the things that you have done throughout the day before you sleep, and you'll see that you can remember a lot of things. Okay, so tomorrow we'll meet again. Maybe in current affairs you'll have a different session, but some of you who are attending the morning classes, I'll be here to take your lectures in the morning. Okay, so everyone, stay healthy, stay blessed. Thank you very much.